If there is one image that many will remember this weekend by, it has to be this one. Novak Djokovic conquering what many feel is the final frontier, the biggest hurdle that was possibly keeping many away from uttering that word, some did not wish to, in connection to his name, the GOAT. An Olympic gold at 37 and against a player who was much favoured, against a player who has won 2 Grand Slams this year, against Carlos Alcaraz, who had defeated Novak Djokovic just some weeks ago. And that's not all. What are the challenges Novak Djokovic has had to overcome this year before completing a historic career slam? And is he done just yet? Take a look at what the Serb himself feels about this.
If turning a reel to a reality were a thing, Novak Djokovic would be the brand ambassador of it. From dreaming about the Olympic gold to finally holding it in his hands, Djokovic has added another glorious chapter to his already overflowing resume. The match against Carlos Alcaraz wasn't just the fight for gold. It was a revenge match for the heartbreaking loss at the hands of Alcaraz at Wimbledon last month. So when Djokovic beat him in straight sets, grueling sets nevertheless, he ended more than 15 years of wait for the prized medal. Having won bronze at the Beijing Olympics and the French Open in 2016, the only thing missing from Djokovic's cabinet was that Olympics gold. So when he finally won it, he called it the biggest success of his career.
The fact that I won bronze in the first Olympic Games and ever since then have failed to win the medal, and then now at age 37 against a 21-year-old who is probably the best player in the world right now. Just when I take everything in consideration, this probably is the biggest sporting success I've ever had in my career.
Djokovic is part of an elite list with this win. After Steffi Graf, Andre Agassi, Rafael Nadal and Serena Williams, Djokovic becomes the 5th player to complete the most coveted career Golden Slam. But walking into the match, Djokovic wasn't the favourite. Alcaraz was the top contender to win a gold medal after having won the French Open and the Wimbledon title. Alcaraz was expected to emulate Rafael Nadal's heroic in 2008. And had Alcaraz won the match, he would have been the youngest to win the gold. But the 37-year-old's spirit came in between. Because looking back at the year that was for Novak, it was a forgettable one of his worst years on the circuit since he claimed the world #1 ranking. He was knocked out in the Australian Open semi-final, suffered a knee injury in the French Open quarterfinals, came back after an injury, lost in the Wimbledon final to Alcaraz, and just when everyone felt his fighting spirit has probably left the building, Djokovic has come back stronger than ever, a trait that makes him one of the greatest to ever play the game. Despite all his heroics, Djokovic isn't one of the most loved tennis players on the circuit. Even during the time when Djokovic was battling the other big two, Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, he was always the third in line. Despite being almost as accomplished as the other two, his on-field tantrums and outbursts did not help his image. Then of course came the reluctance to get vaccinated, and his stubborn stance rubbed many people the wrong way. Djokovic hasn't just broken records, but rackets too. His aggressive intent on court has left many to look at him with a mix of awe and grudging respect. They may not like to see him win so much, but they can't help admiring him for the same. The Serb, though, seems unbothered by that. He keeps adding trophies and medals and tries to reiterate that he's the greatest of all time. Djokovic has the most number of Grand Slams between the big three, and the Olympic gold now as well. He's only marginally behind Roger Federer in the total number of ATP trophy titles. But is there much more left in Djokovic's tank? Well, he certainly believes so.
Being on that court with Serbian flag raising and singing Serbian anthem and carrying the gold around my neck, I think nothing can beat that really in terms of professional sports. I want to play in Los Angeles. I really enjoy playing for my country in an Olympic Games particularly, and in Davis Cup.
By 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, Djokovic would be 41 years old, and that is some goal. But again, that comes with the territory of the GOAT, wanting to be the best at all cost, and doing all he can to get there, no questions asked, and without any debates.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished. On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. For the first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.